Toxin ingestions are very common, and as I said, there's some new ones that are out. A lot of people have heard about grape intoxication or raisin intoxication now. That's probably been out 5 or 6 years, but that was one of those things that myself as a veterinarian, my dogs love grapes. You know, you just pop them some green grapes, just throw them in the air. They think it's a treat. You know, it's healthy, right? It's a fruit. Well, unfortunately, the ASPCA started getting quite a few reports of these dogs that were going into kidney failure. And what they found they all had in common is they had ingested either grapes or raisins. And we don't know exactly the toxic principle. We don't know how many grapes it takes. Some dogs only had exposure to one grape or raisin. Other ones had exposure to, potentially a bunch of grapes or to a box of raisins. But what we do know is they can cause kidney failure, and we don't know why. So best safe just to stay away from grapes or raisins for your dogs. Rhubarb is another one. Onion and garlic. And I get a lot of questions about garlic because that's in a whole lot of supplements, a lot of nutritional supplements as well. The amount that's in those nutritional supplements probably is not enough on a as prescribed basis to cause damage. The problem is going to happen whenever that vial of garlic tablets or vitamins with garlic in it gets spilled and the dog eats all of them. That's when you're probably going to see the most clinical types of scenarios. The one I've seen was a dog that knocked over a jar of garlic powder and decided to eat that, and that's very concentrated garlic. So they can really have pretty severe side effects from that. Just best to avoid it if you can. The supplements that we give most of the time, or vitamin products, are not FDA approved and they're not tested. That's not to say not to give your dogs vitamins, but there's no necessary margins of safety studies that we have with those. And so just be a little bit cautious about some of those and know that they can have some side effects. Chocolate, of course, antifreeze as well, causing kidney failure. Rodenticides or rat poisons we'll see still occasionally, despite the knowledge that's out there that those are toxic, we'll still see those on a fairly routine basis. Flea medications are extremely important, especially when we talk about cats. Cats' flea medications and dog flea medications are two totally different things. And the dog medications, especially at the dog doses, can be deadly and lethal to cats. So you have to be really careful. We can't just half the dog dose to give it to a cat because we had one left over for the dog. That can really be fatal. You have to really, really be careful with those. Ice melts, lilies with this time of year, lilies in cats can cause kidney failure. So the cats get into the beautiful Easter lilies or the that you have on the table. They drink the water out of there. They can go into kidney failure. That's cases we see them every year of cats that go into kidney failure from that. Dogs seem to be a lot more resistant to that, but cats chewing on the leaves even, they can really have bad diseases. Inside or outside. Oh, they're all toxic. Yeah. The Easter lilies are the ones that we typically see because they're right on the kitchen table, and then the cats think, hey, it's a new toy, and they go and they'll chew on them. Those are the ones we'll typically see the toxicity associated with.
The ice melts, is that the salt?
Well, it really depends. There's lots of different types of ice melts out there, whether they have calcium chloride or whether they have sodium chloride. The salt is the big one. They're also pretty caustic. Fortunately, dogs and cats aren't going to ingest a large amount most of the time because they're really, really salty. But the sodium is the main thing in the salt that's in there. And those could cause vomiting, can cause pretty severe